Hey everyone, I'm here with a walkthrough of the Vah Medoh Sky Temple in Breath of the Wild. It's a pretty easy one. The temple itself actually took me less time than the boss fight. So in the main chamber, you just want to glide across and whip out Magnesis right away so that you can drag this block towards you. That way you can get across this gap and just kill this dude in front of you, and then you run towards the map, and now you have control over the Divine Beast, and we can move forward with the rest of the dungeon. So after you get that, you just want to turn around and drop down into the center of this main chamber. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Think you're up to it.
So if you just jump off the edge, you float down into the middle of the room, and you'll run out the side door. And when you run out that side door, you'll see this little like carousel type thing. And you can see on the map where I was standing there, it's on the right side of the wing. Or pardon me, the right side of the bird, the right wing. So you jump in this carousel, and you tilt the bird so that you go gliding across the other side. And immediately you get your first terminal. So that one's really easy. From the map, drop down to the center of the room, head towards the right wing, jump in the carousel, tilt the bird, and you get your terminal. In this room, you want to hit this glowing stone right here, and that'll open the that'll open the door that gets the wind flowing in the room. And on the opposite side of that room, you need to use Magnesis to grab this metal block and drag it into the current of the wind, and keep holding it because you need it to be in that wind flow. At the same time, pop your map open and tilt the bird all the way to the left so that this big hammer type thing goes barreling down, and then tilt it all the way back once again while holding this fan in place of the wind, because there's two gates blocking this big hammer thing otherwise, and you need it to have that full swing of momentum from left to right to get this door open. But once you do that, you can go ahead and grab the second terminal.
There are 3 terminals remaining. Keep going.
At this side of the room, you just want to float back into the main chamber again. Once you're in the main chamber, you should level out the bird and drag this metal piece towards you. Make sure that the stone tablets, or these stone things that you see to the left-hand side, are on the left-hand side. You'll have to tilt the bird to get them there if they aren't already there. So if they aren't there, then make sure you move this metal thing out of the way, and then let the stone slide to that side of the room. And then you put you use Magnesis to drag that block towards you, so that when I tilt the bird like I did just now, you can get up to this platform. You can go ahead and grab the chest, and you're going to need to shoot this eye. Don't do what I did, and don't do what I did, and shoot it with a bomb arrow, because like you saw there, I pretty much killed myself. Anyways, you float down to this room, and you're in the opposite wing from where we just were. Once again, you'll see that crystal right below where I was, that orange crystal. You can go ahead and hit that. I'll do it in a second, but in order to actually get up this ramp, you need to level up the bird, so you can do that too. And you get up this ramp, and with the crystal hit and the bird leveled out, you can glide across to get that extra push from the wind and get the third terminal. Once again in this room, make sure the crystal is blue. And once it's blue, drop a bomb, let it roll. You can actually kick the bomb to give it a bit of momentum if you can't get it far enough, but I keep letting it roll, and then I finally detonate it, and those rocks blow up. And then you see here, I kick it, and I actually forget about that bomb, but it all works out in the end. Don't forget about the bomb. It keeps heading that way. And then you see here I tilt the bird, right? So the bomb keeps rolling that way. And you can actually see it there if you pause. It's in the right-hand corner of that, or pardon me, it's on the right-hand side of the screen. It's in that room, and because the crystal is blue and this window is open and the wind is blowing, it pushed the bomb to that corner of the room, and it plays the cutscene that you just saw where that stone destroys. And now you can see in the upper portion of the screen, the middle portion of the screen now, that big metal ball comes rolling towards me, you can use Magnesis to grab it, because it's just through this like force field, and place it in front of this bomb hole where you were throwing the bombs to that room. And once again, another shift of the bird sends the ball rolling, and it smashes the big button on the wall. And now you can finally go through and get the 4th terminal. One more remaining. You'll have to head back to the center chamber of the bird. And when you head outside to the opposite wing from the carousel ride, you'll see that there's a chamber over there, and there's no carousel on this side. So what you got to do is you run off to the right side here. Normally that fan, by the way, is going to have a black eye on it, so you just want to destroy that, and that'll get the wind flowing up. But if you tilt the bird, then I drop a save because I was a little scared that I wouldn't make it. But you have plenty of room, plenty of time to be able to go ahead and grab the final terminal. And that's actually it. So then you'll see me head back in a second here, once again by tilting the bird so that I can get a safe flight back over to the other side. And then I float my way up on to the main control unit and activate that, and it's time for the boss fight. And if you're looking for advice on the boss fight, I got it. This temple only took me about 15 minutes. The boss fight took me about 16 minutes. It was just an exercise of patience, as opposed to the Windblight Ganon, where it's pretty quick and you gotta have good reactions. So for this one, you'll see what my main strategy is. Basically, when he's shooting those shots at you, just strafe left and right. Don't throw up your shield, just run. Make sure your stamina's full and run. When he gets up in the sky, you can try to get close to him and float up through these wind things, but I don't recommend doing that to stay safe. I tried a couple times. There I get lucky and I kind of hit him with a ground pound thing. But it really isn't the best way to do this. You should just be patient and wait for him to come back down. Another option, of course, is you see me periodically throwing out the bomb arrows. If you have a ton of those, then this boss fight should be pretty easy. But once you finally knock him down after doing about an 1/8 damage to his full HP bar, he will fall down and you get a few free swings. And then once again there you see when I'm up in the air, I just whip out the bomb arrows. And anytime he throws out the tornadoes, I'm just running as far away as possible. Using cover as much as I can too. Like these pillars, if he's ever shooting at you, get behind them, especially with the main control unit. And back there a few seconds ago, by the way, if you see him teleport to the ground, do not run at him. You see it twice in a row here. I run right at him and he immediately throws out the tornado. I'm convinced that when you do that, when you run at him, the moment he teleports to the ground, he will just throw out the tornado no matter what. Always stay back when he teleports to the ground, let him throw off a few shots, and then run in and start swinging. Because you did see it about 15 seconds ago work out for me. He threw out 2 tornadoes, and the third time he came to the ground, I just let him be, threw out a few shots, and then I ran at him, and so starts the second phase of this fight. Basically, these little 4 things he summons act as reflectors, and he'll throw them up in the sky and do these crazy patterns. When they start doing that, just run as far away from him as possible, and then once again, like, pick a direction. See there, I'm running left, just not running in a straight pattern, otherwise he'll hit you. Just always left or right when you're trying to dodge these shots. Never forward, never backward, just always left and right. But that's pretty much the main advice. And for that big one, whenever you see him shoot that big one, that's how you know how to go in. Once again, so if he comes to the ground, stay away, let him do his shot, either the quick 4 shots or the one big one, and after that, run in, get your last hit. You'll see him throw it, or I get a couple more hits in here and he throws out the tornadoes. I get away, but it hits one, or one of them hits me. And then here you see him throw the big shot, and I'm just like, let's do it, I want to end this. And I go in for a ton of swings, and I almost die, but I knew I was about to get it, and I knew I had those healing items, so I was able to do it. But that's it for this walkthrough. Hope it helped. More Zelda content on the way. Likes, comments, always appreciated. But until next time, bye for now.